La 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 da 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 la 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 da 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 da. A O like Ona, L like Lorea, A like Abestu, T like Choria, and Z like Suria. Olatz nie my dear, Olatz my dear. That was the first time that I heard my name, the instant when my mom called me just after I was born. A sweet, peaceful voice, already familiar to me, after 9 months being punched to her. My mom was in a blue room, alone with a nurse, trying to control her fears because she had just realized that no doctor will come. She started to think about other women giving birth in worse condition than her and started to release. This way of reaction for her has been a way of resistance, survival, and she has tried to transmit this to us, her 3 doctors. She always said that I came to life fast, without pain, and hearing that makes me always feel so good. Meanwhile, my father was at the reception desk, filling forms. He also was alone. No relatives will come. Everybody was so far. When he realized that there was no sign of rush in the face of the lady in front of him, he started to get nervous. He really was in a hurry to meet his wife. Soon, the nurse would present the newborn to him. Here is your doctor, sir. Pampiña, Polita, he murmured, moved. That means my beautiful little doll. And there started my name's flight until today, that I'm reading to you this monologue. There's a great difference from one culture to other in how names are given. In Basque, a lot of names refer to places. For example, to say hurt, we use the term bihotza, which means 2 sounds. For east, we say ekialdea, the side of the sun. For cemetery, ileri, the place of the dead, or the village of the dead. For the kitchen, shukaldea, a place near the fire. So etymologically, ola would mean a smithy or just a hut, and ts will mark the plural. So altogether will mean something like huts or refuges. When Christianism arrived, they baptized a virgin with the same name. So there's a Gothic virgin also named Olatz. She's sheltered in a 13th century hermitage facing the charming valley of Loyola. That spot was important for my parents. They both admired St. Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Jesuits, who lived close to this place and revered this virgin. But first of all, for my parents, there was one unquestionable reason in the choice of me and my sister's name. They should be in Basque. So you might think, why was that detail so important? It's quite usual to give names in your mother tongue language, isn't it? But when my parents were born, after the civil war in Spain, speaking Basque was prohibited, and all the names had to be in Spanish. So they keep speaking in Basque at home, but not in public where they could be punished. In their youth, their cultural concerns led them to go against this oppression, being engaged in hiding, trying to recover, maintain, keep, and share the Basque culture, where the language is a direct transmitter. My father and other colleagues were persecuted because of that, and he had to escape to France, Belgium, and finally to Algeria. My mom was absolutely in love with him, so she followed him. This is where I hear for the first time my name. In the beautiful white city of Algiers. We were refugees and had to live like that for years. Nothing new for my mom. She already had to escape with her mom, run away from their home, leaving all behind during the Civil War, where my grandfather was in prison. She and her mom, so my grandma, had to go from village to village where people were welcoming families like them, running away from the winner of the Civil War. I have always heard in my family stories about the kindness, the generosity of some people who put their lives in risk in order to help others. Also about people who betray you. But that's another story. With my parents, I've also learned to believe in the impossible, to keep trying in life, to follow your dreams, and if you fall down, to rise up again and again. Finding refuge, being a refugee, holding a refuge. I used to think that where I am, there's a place for another or others. And I feel good with this meaning of my name, thinking that I could be an asylum for those who will need it. Family, birds, flowers, friends, or unknowns. And probably this meaning of my name related to the ground, the land, where the refugees used to stand up, has helped me in some moments of my life, like a magnet holding me onto reality, protecting me from not to disappear forever in the thin air, like sometimes birds do. Coming from a nomad family, we had to start over and over again our life in different countries with different languages. We also carried on our mother tongue everywhere. With the introduction, every time started the questioning. The first matter was always about the name, asking to repeat it, to spell it, about the meaning and the origin. Oh, belonging to a country that doesn't really exist, like a country, but belongs to two different ones, at the borders of Spain and France, in a little spot of Europe. My deep, deep dream was to be visible, or just to be like others. I also remember how sometimes, mostly in childhood, kids used to make jokes with my name that sounds a little bit like the word hola in Spanish, which means hello. Calling me hola, 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 and laughing at the same time. I've never found anything funny on that. I probably would have smiled at that time. Too shy to reply, too shy to exist. I don't adhere to this type of humor, not then, nor now. Humor is a very strange thing. Not everybody laughs through the same jokes. I know that I have never liked those ones that try to make fun of someone. I can stay there still and quiet as a statue, astonished, frowning. Or now, as I have grown up, I will express my disapproval. I have realized that my family, friends, and myself like to laugh with the same things, in a childish way, often full of absurdity and nonsense. In those moments of the disagreements, I used to find refuge in the silence, reading or singing softly, repeating the same song like a mantra. The bird is a bird. If I had cut its wings, it would have been mine. It would not have escaped. But then it would not longer be a bird. And what I love was that it was a bird. In my adolescence, my friends gave me the nickname of Uli. You must be thinking about with such a nickname. There's an explanation for that. We had a Latin teacher named Joseba Ulacia, and we used to call him Ulazi. I can't tell you the truth. I didn't like him too much. So one of my friends, Marta, started to call me Ulazi, just to bug me a bit. And that turned into Uli. Those were times of friendship. And the most beautiful name is the one that our son has given to me. Ama, mother. Now, I'm thinking that perhaps when I will close my eyes forever, and if any God has to call me, which one will he choose? Shall I think that having so many different names make me lose my roots? And that's why sometimes I have these feelings of looseness that has appeared all along my life? Disappearing like your name is just disappearing. Does it affect in your personality to have a name that will be pronounced easily in any language, like Anna, or Luna, or Peter? Does it give you more security in your life? I have no idea. What I know is the fact that, with my name or not, sometimes I have looked to be an artist who like to be invisible. The feeling of anonymity catches me there and while, letting my body just to flow. Also, that now with that monologue about names, I've realized that since the first day of my life until today, like my name's versions, I have changed so much. But still, I always come to that song. It's a bird. If I had cut its wings, it would have been mine. It would not have disappeared. But then, it would no longer be a bird. And what I love was that it was a bird. I can't hear my mother's voice anymore. It faded away a few years ago. When sometimes a swallow comes to our balcony and stays there for a while, perches, singing, staring around, or a single small flower peeks out, shining insistently in the corner of a bush, then I know that she's there. So if ever you find me trying to talk with birds or flowers, don't worry, I'm okay. It's only that she's lighting up anywhere shyly, in her unimaginable way. And probably I'm just whispering to her, Amacho, my dear mom. And in my deep inside, I can hear her answer. O like ocean, L like land, A like atmosphere, T like time, and Z like Zen. Ego akiva kiva niskio neri aisango sem etzuen alegingo baina nonela etzen gehiago txoria izango baina nonela etzen gehiago txoria izango eta nik txoria nuen maiten eta nik txoria nuen